All right, on this episode of Bouts Talking Bouts, big shout out to the sponsors as always, Sovereign Extract. You can check them out for some great CBD oils, CBD cartridges, THC. Got some hybrid options as well. But also big shout out to USG Canada. They're putting out great apparel for boxers, MMA fighters, and for fans alike. And we've got a big card coming up. It goes on October the 16th. LFA 93 taking place. And in the main event, we've got Andre Petroski taking on Jeffery. And I've got Aaron on the show right now. How's your training been going today, man? Like, what have you been getting up to on that end of things?
Oh, it's been good, man. Just finished my first session here and got one later on today.
No, that's awesome, man. It seems like you got a great group of guys over there and a great group of ladies there too, just all the different divisions considered. Like, I mean, Zach Powell and Anthony Romero recently, and Jazz Divisius being in there as well. Like, what's the dynamic been like heading into this one, just like having that kind of dynamic around you?
It's awesome, man. Like, me and Jazz just came off some fights, so we both had a solid training camp there. Like you said, Zach Powell's been here. He's fighting this weekend, so it's just a good atmosphere with lots of pro fighters and everyone gearing up for fights. So it's been intense and good atmosphere in there.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody is like very friendly with each other too. Like, even a guy like Zach Powell, who's like relatively new in the fold at Niagara Top Team. Like, I'd seen he put like a tweet where he's like, "Oh yeah, I got a roomie, a friend, and a nutritionist there." So how cool is it to also have like the friendship dynamic beyond just having like great partners to work with?
Yeah, it's awesome. I think it helps us all kind of like bring each other up. You know what I mean? Like, we're all kind of firing each other up, like motivating each other. Like I said, it's just a solid atmosphere in the room right now.
Absolutely, and I mean, what a performance in the last fight there. Like, I was checking that out and doing some coverage online there for the SFT 23 card there, and just getting the finish there. Pretty comprehensive performance all around, although I think I'd seen you put up a message on social media where you were saying that you maybe didn't fight the best fight. So I'm kind of curious, like, what do you think you could have done better in that outing there? Because it seemed to me like a pretty comprehensive performance.
Yeah, I'm happy with the result for sure. Like, it was a tough guy, like a contender series vet. So I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I had about a year layoff going into that one. So I think maybe the first couple rounds I was a little bit more apprehensive than I could have been. I think about like midway through the second, I kind of found my feet in there and like started putting the pressure on. But yeah, I'd say just kind of a slow start. Gave away the first round, and it's not something that I want to do often. But again, happy with the result.
So to that point, do you see that as being maybe like a benefit in this fight coming up here? Like, maybe there won't be that slow start just by virtue of your last fight being so close to this one coming up?
For sure, for sure. It's always nice to have not even like close fights, but like consistency in your fights. Like, to have it kind of fresh in your mind still, right? Like, a year layoff, by that point, you're not even really thinking about your last fight anymore. So to have that fight just a couple months ago, it feels fresh in my mind still. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and everybody found out about this fight on the last LFA broadcast there, but I'm kind of curious when this fight offer was relayed to you. Like, when did that kind of get on your radar?
I think maybe like 2 weeks before they officially announced it, I had my contract, so there wasn't a big lag between me knowing and everyone else knowing.
I mean, it's a great spot to be in too, like just being positioned in the main event, and clearly it seems like there's a lot of eyes on you and stuff like that. Like, do you see this as being like an opportunity to really vault yourself towards like a UFC level type of thing, or can you not, or is it just like you have to like keep the blockers on, just isolate the focus on this kind of thing? Like, where's your mindset at in that regard?
Yeah, a bit of both for sure. I mean, it's hard to not think about what's next. Like, I feel like I'm on the doorstep, so for sure there's thoughts about what's going to be after this fight. But yeah, you got to still just kind of take it one fight at a time. Like, this guy's going to be tough, so I'm training as hard as I can and like really focused on this one.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, a quality opponent in here for sure. I was checking out a bit of backgrounding on him there, and he's got the 100% finishing rate there, a couple submissions, and also a couple striking based finishes in there. Like, have you checked out much footage on Andre Petroski there, or kind of just focusing on what you're doing?
Yeah, I've watched a bit. like you said, 100% finishing rate. He's undefeated. Tough guy. Looks like a strong wrestler. But I think there's some holes in his game, and I'm going to be able to exploit them.
Yeah, I mean, with the wrestling, I mean, working with guys like Chris Prickett and stuff like that, I think you probably know a thing or two about that at this point, too.
For sure, yeah. I've been with Prickett for probably about the last 5 years now as like my main wrestling coach. And wrestling with Brock University, who's like the number one school in the country for wrestling. So yeah, I'm definitely not scared to do a bit of wrestling in there either.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And we were kind of talking about just some of the general people at Niagara Top Team and stuff like that. But last time we were talking about how you're working with Mike Mallet a decent bit. Like, who are you working with ahead of this one here in terms of, like, I guess, like direct sparring partners and things of that nature?
Yeah, it's been similar crew. I mean, we got Powell in here now. He's a bit smaller than me, but we do some work once in a while. Still got Elias Theodorou. He's always one of my main guys. Bobby Poulter, like Kyron Cameron. I was down in Gatineau a little while ago with some of the French guys like Julien LeBlanc, Marc-Andre Barriault. So yeah, it's been a solid crew.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. We've been able to get in some work with those guys then a little bit. Had you gotten in work with some of those guys like Marc-Andre Barriault before, or is this like a relatively new thing?
Oh no, I've worked with those guys on and off for the past few years now.
Yeah, I mean, good looks all around for sure, man. But yeah, I mean, a lot of great stuff coming up, and just seems like a lot of great stuff rolling for the Dodge Sports guys and stuff like that. I'm kind of wondering though, like, did it seem like the last fight was this a fight you felt like there was like more, I guess, focus on what you were doing? Like, it seemed like there was a lot of like, I guess, commentary kind of coming in. Like, I saw someone put up a message where they said that you looked like a Trailer Park Boys version of Justin Trudeau there. So, did you notice a little bit more focus in that sense and kind of having fun with that? Like, did it feel like the profile of what you're doing got bigger in any kind of way, or did it seem business as usual, I guess?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, every fight kind of feels the same. Like once you're in there and fighting and stuff. But yeah, there was definitely some funny stuff going around online with those comments. Maybe that was just because of my look going in with the mustache and the mullet.
Yeah, I think they were enjoying the lettuce a fair bit for sure. Like, I think that's going to work its way into the hierarchy there of great MMA hair somewhere in the rankings.
I hope so.
Yeah, but you've been really great with your time, man. And again, like I was saying earlier before I started recording here, I appreciate you always making time and everything, but just, being mindful of your schedule and everything. Is there maybe anything you'd like to kind of add as a parting thought as we're wrapping up here, man?
No, appreciate you having me on the show once again. Seems like we're making this a regular thing. I enjoy it. Yeah, everyone should tune into LFA on the 16th and watch that main event. It's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a killer one when Andre Petroski and Aaron Jeffery get at it there. Certainly one that I'm going to be checking out once LFA 93 gets rolling there. But yeah, again, just appreciate the time. Best of luck with the remaining part of the preparations as you head into fight night here. And just, yeah, have a good rest of your day too there, Aaron.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man.